Cool, good evening everyone. Welcome to Wagon. Welcome to the demo day of batch 253. Thank you everyone for being here tonight. So beautiful to see so many people in the room. I hope you are all excited. You all have a couple of bintang, a couple of drinks, and you're now ready to start because tonight is a special night. It's the last night of our bootcamp, and for the students here in the first rows, is the end of an, can I say intense?
Yes.
Of an intense 9 weeks journey. So we have tonight quite a big group of students, 25 students from all over the world. We have tonight 12 countries represented, and Wagon Bali is an incredible meeting point for people from all over the world. In the last year, we have had the opportunity to meet students from 33 different countries. And as you can imagine, every batch is an incredible mix of cultures, different experiences. And tonight, we have 25 students here. They all have different backgrounds and different motivations for being here. But they all share one common goal. And the reason why they came here 2 months ago was to learn to code. So they started their journey as developers 9 weeks ago. In 9 weeks, they learned 5 programming languages: Ruby, SQL, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And then they learned Ruby on Rails. Ruby on Rails is a framework to build web applications. Basically, with Ruby on Rails, all of these 5 programming languages comes together. And the students spent the last month building and deploying real web applications, real products. That's what we do in Wagon. We teach our students how to code, but we also teach them how to transform this knowledge, these skills, into something concrete. So they learn how to code, and they learn how to use this code to build products. We like to say that we teach them how to bring ideas into reality. And I know in this room there are some former alumni of Wagon. I am also an alumni of Wagon, so I know what the bootcamp means. The bootcamp is no walk in the park. It requires a lot of commitment, a lot of efforts every day, a lot of motivations. It's 9 weeks, 5 days per week, 10 hours per day coding. And really, just to be here tonight and be here and present this application, just to make it true and arrive at the demo day, it's a great achievement. So I ask you a first big round of applause for the students of the batch. Well, halfway through the bootcamp, all the students had the opportunity to pitch a product in front of the class, a product and an idea to build in the last 2 weeks of the bootcamp. Then all the students voted for their favorite products. And at the end of this, we call it pitch night, 7 products were chosen. 7 products mean 7 different teams. So the students worked in teams for the last 3 weeks of this bootcamp. The first week, they built a clone of Airbnb in just 1 week. And they learned how to code together, how to code in a team. Because coding in team is different from coding alone, obviously. There are some dynamics that they have to learn. And then they spent the last 2 weeks building the application that you're going to see tonight. So I think it's now your turn, guys. We have 7 products, 7 teams. And before every presentation, we have a short video that is going to introduce you to the team, so you have the chance to get to know a little bit the people behind every product. I see the first team, Ricardo, for Team Unibus is ready. It's ready to present. Good luck, guys. thank you very much again to everyone for being here. And enjoying the show.
I'm Bernice and I'm from Malaysia.
I'm Ricardo, I'm from Brazil.
I'm Roland from Germany.
I just graduated university in London and I started working at a fashion company.
I tried to open my own business for 2 years, but it was really hard to deal with developers that didn't understand much. So that's why I'm here, because I want to learn how to code by myself.
I did an apprenticeship in a big fashion company as a retail management assistant.
For me, the best thing about Wagon is that the class is very hands-on, like you practice a lot. And people as well that work here at Wagon, they're awesome.
I like how much we learn in such a short period of time, and all the people you meet are from such diverse backgrounds.
Universe is an app that you can find activities and people to do them with. So you can either create an activity or explore activities around you.
Please welcome Team Universe.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks, Roland and Bernice, for joining the Universe team. My name is Ricardo, and I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. How many of you guys are from big cities? Nice. When you're from big city, usually you feel bored or you just don't know what to do, but you know that there are so many things to do out there. But maybe you just need some inspiration, or maybe just stuck in your social bubble, maybe you're just stuck in your routine, and you just don't know what to do. So I'd like to introduce you guys Universe. Universe, as I said, is an app for you to find activities and people to do them with you. So you can log in with your Facebook, and once you're logged in, you can explore activities around you, or you can create an activity. And what are activities? Activities can be pretty much whatever other people, other users, they create. So it can be, I don't know, like a day at a museum, or just go for bungee jumping, or just skydive. It can be pretty much whatever other users create. So I want to explore some activities. And first of all, like all the activities that's going to show up to me, there's going to be based on my current location. So since we are here in Bali, and that's what I like about Universe, is that you can be in a big city, or you can be here in Bali, for example. So you can be a person that lives in the city or an outsider, and you can like do activities. If you want to explore new things and meet new people, you don't need to travel to do these sort of things. You can be in your own city to meet new people and do different things. So maybe I want to go to a day at Uluwatu Temple. So once you click the thumbs up, it just saved the activity. And when you click the thumbs down, it just declined this activity. So when you save it, you can just save it to your dashboard, and you can decide later if you're gonna join this activity or not. So you can have like a short list, and you can join these activities. Once you click, for example, the activity, you can have some description and just have a look, for example, if it suits you. So the date, so Carl at Ulu Cliff House, for example, you can see who's the uniter, so who created this activity. So Joe Walker created this activity. You can see the description of the owner, so you can have a look if it suits you. You can also join the activity now, or you can just have a look at them on the map if the activity is close to you. Or yeah, I'm gonna save it for later as well. Puppy's Pet Social starts to socialize my puppy. I don't have a puppy, so I'm gonna decline this one. Maybe it's not only about fun or like parties. So as I said, activities can be pretty much whatever other users create. It can be also social impact activities. So it can be a visit a local orphanage with me. So I want to do that. Maybe you know, if you don't have any idea what you're gonna do, you can just explore like randomly, or you can also just go on filters and just choose some filters that you have sort of like it suits you. So maybe outdoors, adventure and sports and fitness, for example. So I'm gonna do that. So I can filter epic motorbike trip to Java. I wanna do this. And slide and cliff dive and swim in 5 waterfalls. I wanna do this as well. Rugby match for charity. So once I save a lot of activities and things that would suit me, Mount Batur as well, I like it. I can just go to my dashboard and I'll have like the saved ones, the confirmed ones, and the ones created by me. So here I have my shortlist, so like the saved ones I can confirm an activity if I want. Visit a local orphanage as well, and motorbike to Java. And once I confirm them, I have access to the chat room with the other participants, so I can click on the messages and just see what and just chat with people from the activity before going to this activity with them. I can see here who are in these activities, so Roland and Bernice. I can click on their profiles and have more information about them as well. And I've already created an activity today, and it's going to be our last celebration together, like our batch 253, and we're going to go to the lawn. So you guys are more than invited to come with us to this celebration, and it's going to be a really awesome celebration if you guys can all come with us. And Univos in Portuguese means get together, so let's all get together and share some really cool moments. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Alina and I'm from Switzerland.
Hi, I'm Celine and I'm from Germany.
Before Le Wagon, I was working as a consultant.
I finished my bachelor studies and I worked in Berlin for half a year. I'm very impressed with how much we've learned and how far we've come over those last 8 weeks. I didn't think it was going to be that much when we first started out.
My learning curve in Le Wagon has improved a lot, but I mean there's always more to learn and you always want to be better than you are, but I think every day when I look back from the last day I'm a bit smarter, so that's very good.
We are building Talala. It's a simple yoga studio management tool with a strong emphasis on the building of a community and helping the members of that community to connect beyond the mat.
So very excited, also a bit stressed sometimes. I think there's a lot of emotions coming and going and a lot of ups and downs, but I think we made a big step from where we came from in the beginning and now we're at a really good place. I think there will probably be another downward curve until next Friday, but so far so good.
Yeah, I'm very excited to show everyone what we've been building for the last 2 weeks. I think I'd be very impressed if I saw that, if my previous self saw that, so I hope that everyone will be pleasantly surprised, and I'm just looking forward to the presentation.
Make some noise for Talala!
All right, good evening everyone. Thank you so much for coming. A lot of people turned up, very exciting. I'm guessing that a lot of you, since we're in Bali, are going to some sort of yoga studios more or less regularly. If it's not a yoga studio, maybe it's a boxing club, a gym, rowing society. Whatever that is, chances are it's a pretty small and local thing. And the whole administrative side, you get there, you have to sign that you're there. It's a big hassle. But yeah, if maybe you're lucky, it's a bit of a bigger studio, so there might be like an administrative side for the actual teachers, but still, it's not really for you. So we decided to take that problem from the other side, to get at that problem from the other side. So we want to really emphasize the community of one studio, which is why we built Talala. Talala is a simple yoga studio management tool with a strong emphasis on the community of that one yoga studio. So we really want to connect the people that are going to one yoga studio, even if they're not going to the same classes, if they're not doing the same flows or the same rituals. But chances are they have many common interests since they're already doing the same sort of activity. And we really want to connect those people. So for the purpose of tonight's presentation, I would like to introduce to you two people. For one, we have Aniek. I think she's somewhere in the back of the room. She owns a yoga studio back in Zurich, a small yoga studio, and she's already using Talala, our management tool. We're very excited about that. And I'd also like to introduce to you Alina. Alina is a student of that yoga studio and of Aniek. And we're going to make you guys experience the path that Alina takes when she uses Talala. So she'll go to her local, to her Mysore Zurich yoga studio, she'll log in and she'll see this page. She'll have the option to choose between three worlds that she can enter. One is the community world, the other is the shala or the studio world, and one is the personal world. So let's start off by going into the yoga studio world. We see there the schedule of the classes that are happening next at the yoga studio. We can also see the teachers that are practicing at the studio with a little bit of a biography, so we know what to expect when we go to the lesson. Maybe we have some common interests with the teachers that we'd like to connect to even further. And we have some upcoming special events that are happening soon. We can check out one of those events. Maybe we're interested. We want to see a little bit more about what's happening. So we can really dive into it deep, see what's going to happen, maybe put it, make a little note about that event. And to make a note for that event, we have a splendid function in our yogi space. There, that is our personal space. We see our personal information. We see the upcoming classes that we've booked. We see our current subscription that we're on. Alina has a 12th class pack booked. She's already used up 6 of those. And we also see her personal calendar or diary. In that diary or in that calendar, we have different color codes. So the days that are marked in pink, the 9th and the 11th, those are the days that she booked a lesson. So those are the days she practiced yoga. She can really keep track of how active she's been. She can see whether she wants to maybe dive a little bit deeper into it. And then those little emojis on the days represent notes that she takes. So she can take a note maybe that she wants to focus a little bit more on her Mysore flow, or that it's been a very rough day and she should meditate maybe every second day for the next 2 weeks. So she can take some notes, add a new note, and she can really sort of keep track of her entire yoga experience, her studio experience, and her community experience. Yeah. So then it shows up there. We see at the 14th we added a note. Amazing. Lastly, we'd like to enter the community space. I already said at the beginning, it's a yoga studio management tool with a strong emphasis on the community. So what is this all about? The first thing we see when we come into the community view is the studio news. The studio news is a channel for the teachers and the administrator of that studio to announce anything from Friday's 4 p.m. lesson is going to be delayed by half an hour, or we have new yoga mats, or Friday is going to be closed due to personal reasons. So it's really a centralized channel, better than Facebook, better than WhatsApp groups where people are leaving and have to be added into once you enter the studio. So really anything that concerns the entirety of the community of one studio can be posted here, commented obviously by all users and teachers and students. Above that, we have dedicated channels to certain categories, to certain topics about yoga. Anybody can add a channel. Anybody can read the notes, the posts, obviously, that are being posted in that channel. And we can comment on certain, or we can add an entire new post. That can be anything from suggestions, questions, maybe things that we came across, things that might interest others, or just, when we want to connect with someone. So this is really the one place where this whole community of the one yoga studio comes together. So that is about the extent of what a student can do. She has a good overview of her channel, of her studio, of her personal side, and she can check out the community. But now it's also a yoga studio management app. So where does the management side come in? Anik, she owns the studio. She needs to sort of see how many students she has, see how many teachers she has. So I have a second login for her. She has an additional view, the admin space. In that admin space, she sees all the lessons that are going to happen at her studio, so she can have a good overview of what to expect when the high times, low times, very busy times are. She can see an overview of her studio, so how many teachers she has, how many yogis, the monthly revenue she's done, and how many lessons there are. And then down here is just a whole dashboard of really editing options, management options for her. For example, if we check out the add and edit subscriptions, we'll see the types of subscriptions she has, the times she sold them, and the total revenue she gets from that. So she has a good overview also of her revenue side. When we go back, we can check out maybe the manage all my students. So in there, we'll see all the students she currently has. she'll see the type of subscription they're on, and also how much of that subscription is left. So maybe there's one person that only has one left, or they're almost running out. So when, let's say, Jessica comes to class next, she can give her a little extra nudge, ask her how she's been like in the studio, to really maintain her community and maintain all of her customers. So it's a very well-rounded management app, yeah, with a strong emphasis on community. It is all supported by Talala, by us. We're a team of 4 people. We do have 2 rather camera-shy members in our team, but we did want to mention that they were also obviously a big part of building this amazing app. We're very happy to have done this journey, and if you have any questions or suggestions later, feel free to hit us up. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Leo. I'm from Hong Kong.
My name is Daniel. I'm from Newcastle, England.
Before the Wagon, I was working in banking, in foreign exchange trading.
I was traveling around Asia, and before that I was working as a restaurant manager. The best thing about Le Wagon is the pace. The pace is very quick, so you learn fast. There's never a moment where you're not learning. The app we're building is for cryptocurrency. It's a trading robot that can automatically make trades for you based on settings that you provide.
Really excited that we're seeing the fruits of our labor after almost 2 months of intense lectures and hard work.
I'm excited to see the end of the app, to see what stage we can get the app to, if it's something that we can launch properly or not. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Crypto Balance.
Hi guys, I'm Leo. I'm here with my team, Daniel and Jake, who's somewhere at the back there, and we are Crypto Balance. Basically today, I'm going to introduce to you a revolutionary new tool for the management of your cryptocurrency portfolio. Now, has any of you heard of Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies before? Okay. I see a few raised hands there. Any of you dabbled in the markets? Last month. Okay, cool. Well, for those who haven't, what are cryptocurrencies? Well, essentially, they are digital assets that allow you to purchase certain goods and services without going through a bank account. Now, this all started back in 2009 with the development of Bitcoin by Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, essentially, for the last 20 years, my background has been in foreign exchange trading, and I work for various banks. So I'm fully aware of all the complexities regarding financial trading of assets and financial risk management. About 3 years ago, I took the plunge and invested into Bitcoin. I find it quite easy to, open an account and then, buy Bitcoin and various other coins. But there's no effective way of really managing that portfolio of investments. The typical process would involve me going through a lengthy and cumbersome authentication process. Going to the account, working how much of the coins I need to buy equivalent in Bitcoin, and then all the while the market's moving up and down 10, 20, 30% a day. And you know how volatile it is as an asset class. So now imagine you're doing that for 10 or 20 coins. Pretty frustrating and probably near impossible given the movement of the markets. Now, what if there's a better way? Well, now there is. That's why Crypto Balance is here. Okay. The problem is the existing platforms are all built by geeks and not people with financial backgrounds. So from a user experience point of view, not very good. We've built an amazing product for you, and I'm sure you agree when you see it. You have 24-hour access to your account, direct to your exchange account for a very simple user interface. There's no complex mathematics behind for you to do anymore. That's all taken care of by the app. We do all the heavy lifting for you. It's 100% secure. No one can hack our app and withdraw your coins because they still sit on the exchange. Okay, the list goes on. I'm going to stop talking about how good it is and show you how great it is. Okay, let's fire it up. Okay, so Daniel is a new user here, and you can see you have to register certain details. And don't worry if you get lost because get stuck. We've got the helpers which prod you along the way. Okay, at the bottom here, you see he's got to enter his API key and secret key from the Binance Exchange. And currently, we're only deployed on the Binance Exchange, and they can provide you the API keys. Further down the road, we will look to deploy in further exchanges. So let's hit register. Okay, and again, if you get stuck, there's prompts along the way that explain every step. Okay, the first box you see on the top left is rebalancing. You can see there's a weekly frequency which it defaults to. And what this is that it automates your rebalancing of your portfolio. And I'll go into this in more detail in just a moment. But for now, we'll just go with the weekly default. Okay, okay, so as you see at the bottom there, we've already assigned 10% to every position there. Okay, and as you can see here, all our coins are now in Bitcoin. 100% of our portfolio there. There's $800 there. In fact, this is Daniel's last $800. So it's kindly donated them for the purpose of this demonstration. And on the left here, you see a card for each of the 10 coins that on our list that you're allowed to invest in. And you can see if you maybe hit the help button at the top. This explains everything here. Top, you've got the portfolio value. Current holdings, 100% Bitcoin. Okay, and the current value of the coin. And if you scroll down actually through the list as we, okay, we'll step through this. And if you scroll down through the list here, you see all the 10 coins. We've assigned them our default settings, which says on my target of 10%, current holdings are 0. So we're happy with those settings. We're going to hit the rebalance button. Okay, good to go. And what this does now is the system goes out there to the exchange, and using our Bitcoin balance, it sells those down to buy the coins according to allocations we specified. Boom, there you go. We have now created our portfolio. And you can see on the left there, the cards for each coin are color-coded with the pie chart. You can see now we've got 10% each in every coin. Okay, it looks good. Awesome, right? Okay. Well, it gets better. Remember that rebalance feature, the auto rebalance features earlier? Well, this process is now fully automated. You don't even need to touch that button. Every week, and it shows there, the next rebalance date, Friday 21st of June, this process will be run in the background automatically to rebalance your portfolio. So whether your portfolio is $2,000, $500, $5,000, will maintain the same allocations in your portfolio. So this is commonly known as an index tracking thing if you're into finance. Index tracking portfolio rather. Okay, cool. But there are occasions when you might need to use that rebalance button. Typically, you wouldn't need to touch it. But what if, you've got your portfolio, you're quite happy with that. You go to sleep, you wake up tomorrow morning, you get your coffee, turn on the TV, CNN, news headline. US says we will adopt cryptocurrency, or Bitcoin rather, as a national currency instead of the US dollar. What are you going to do? You quickly log into your app. You've got some Bitcoin there. Okay. So you think, okay, I might want to sell my Bitcoin because it's gone up 200% and reallocate that. Let's go into edit and we can just do that. Okay, you see we're on the default settings of 10% here. Now let's sell down our Bitcoin. Okay, now we've got 0 in Bitcoin. We'll reallocate that to some other coin. Maybe Bitcoin Cash. Okay. Still got 5 more shares to go, as you see up here. Okay, 5 in Ripple. Okay, it looks like we've gone over here. Maybe deduct 5 somewhere else. Cool, looks like we're good to go. Update those preferences. Okay, hit the rebalance button. Okay, now the app is going out there doing its work. Okay, now you see we have no more Bitcoin. If you scroll down the list, down to 0%, reallocated in other coins. If we check the trade history, we'll see what's gone on. Okay, we've had 2 rebalances so far. Click on that. Okay, these are trades that just occurred. You can see exactly what happened with the commissions. So, you're buying Bitcoin, for example, on the first one, Bitcoin Cash, against the target coin, which is Bitcoin. Cool. Now let's go back to our portfolio view. Okay, so what if tomorrow, your portfolio is doing fine, suddenly again, you're on your sofa, relaxing, everything is fine, life is good, a news flash again, Donald Trump comes on the news, says absolutely no truth in the rumor, Actually, I don't like Bitcoin. We might ban Bitcoin. What do you think I should do, guys? Any button traders? Panic? Panic sell? Okay, let's hit that button. Okay. So yeah, we probably don't want to be holding any coins right now. Boom, there you go. Liquidate that portfolio. Right. Now what this has done is that it's liquidated all our holdings and all the coins into Tether coin, which is a stable coin that's linked 1-to-1 of the US dollar. So essentially it's a safe coin. Okay, and we can go into the trade history and see what just occurred. Okay, so you've got a red tab here showing you it's a panic sell. You can see we've sold down everything against USDT, which is the symbol for Tether coin. Okay, cool. Let's go back to our portfolio view. So obviously, you know, if you want to, you can reassign some new allocations, and when the time is right, you can get back into the market if you like. So let's do that. Okay, what should we do? 50% Bitcoin? Okay, that looks good. Now we're over 50, we have to deduct some from elsewhere. Okay, 5 more to go. Okay, looks good. Let's update that. I hit the rebalance again. Cool, and there you go. Back into your portfolio again. Right, so as you can see, this is a really powerful tool, guys. You know, I think you'll really like it. This is something I would use to manage my portfolio. It's packed full of professional features, but for the everyday investor as well as the professional investor. You know, full automation, easy access, simple platform, 100% secure. You know, no one can hack the platform and withdraw the coins. They're still sitting on the exchange there. Basically, this allows you to free up your time. You can spend extra 2 hours on the beach surfing, or working on your web startup. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a great tool. I think you're gonna love it. Thank you for coming. We're Crypto Balance. Let us trade for you, change your life.
Hello, I'm Yana and I'm from Austria.
Hi, I'm Raihan. I'm from Jakarta, Indonesia.
Sari from Indonesia.
Before joining Wagon, I was in university.
I was working as a business development and public relation for a cryptocurrency company in London. I finished high school last year and this is part of my gap year.
Meeting new people for me is always a fun thing. You learn a lot about people from different places.
It's great to know so many people from all around the world and to have the network after finishing the bootcamp here. So the app that we built right now for Demo Day is an app for dog owners and it's an app for finding the places to eat, to stay, to play with your dogs.
You can trade an event and let other people join your event, and then you can gather around, meet new dogs and the dog owners, socialize.
It's gonna be really nice today because we built this app for 2 weeks now. We invested a lot of time and a lot of work, and seeing the final project, it's gonna be great. I'm really excited to be at Demo Day and then to represent the app.
All right, here's Retriever.
Woof woof!
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is Sari, and this is Rehan. He is going to be my co-pilot for tonight. Before I start, please raise your hand if you have a dog, or if you want to adopt one. Oh, okay. Not so much. Okay, cool. So, long short story. 2 years ago, I decided to have a dog. And I adopt a very, very sweet dog. Her name is Abby. And of course, as a dog owner, I really want to bring her everywhere with me. I want to bring her to lunch, to dinner, to co-working space, or sometime I want to do fun activities with her. But the problem is, I don't know where to go. I don't know where to find the activities. I don't know where to find the dog community.
And right before I started this bootcamp, which is 2 months ago, I realized that the problem is still there, and then it still happened to my housemate, Renee, who've been living here for 6 months, and then sometimes she still get kicked out from the restaurant because she bring her dog, Mimi. So there's where the story begins. That's why we create Retriever. So Retriever is a platform where you can explore a place to stay, to play, and to eat with your dog. And of course, since we create the Retriever, now I can meet our team. Actually, we forgot to mention one of our member team, Uli. Sorry about that, Uli. So this is our team, me, Rehan, Yana, and Uli. And yeah, okay, so since we have a Retriever now, I can open my profile. I can log into my profile. And we can see, right, so this is my profile page. I can put my picture with Mimi, with my dog, and also I can add 2 of my dogs, Abby and Mimi. They love eat bacon and eggs. And then I also want to do some fun activities, so I can go to things to do and and see what's the cool activities there. And there is actually some of activity like cool activities, and you can also choose from the filter. So if you feel like you want to socialize, you can just click socialize, or if you want to like speed dating with dogs. And okay, we can go back to all the events. I'm gonna choose one of the events. So I'm gonna go with the dogs on boat. So I'm gonna bring my dogs chilling on the boat. And here, as you can see, we can see all the details, where and when. And then since this is a paid event, I can just pay with my card. So I can get a ticket right away. And I put my my credit card, and there you go. We got a ticket, and we can also see my orders just to double check if the orders is there or not. And if we go back to activities, we can mark the activities as our favorite. Right, and yes, since I live in Bali, so I also need some recommended place to go. So I can go to places to go, and then see all the restaurant or cafe or co-working space that allows you to bring your dog with you. And if we see on the Brawa Kitchen, let's say choose Brawa Kitchen, I want to go there and then work from Brawa Kitchen. And here you can see the location and category. Is it restaurant, co-working space, or cafes? And you also can see the dogginess level. So dogginess level is like if you can bring your dog, or you can just like bring your dog and then hold her like every time, or you can just unleash your dog. So that's the dogginess level. And also you can add the photos here, and you can also leave the review. Let's say like, oh, this restaurant is very cool, and then the place is amazing, and then the food is also amazing, and then also it's very dog friendly. Okay, and then there's a bone emoji there. And if we go back to all the places to go, and let's say I have one recommendation, like a very good restaurant in Bali, and I want to add, you can also add a new place. Add a new place. And yeah, it's very simple. You can just add the name, the location, category, and also the dogginess scale. And that's it. If you guys have a question, you can just email us at hello@retriever.com. Thank you very much.
I'm Garrett. I'm from Minnesota in the United States.
I'm Rahul. I'm from New Delhi, India.
I'm Fico. I'm from Canary Islands, Spain.
Before Wagon, I guess I'm currently in grad school. I'm just on my summer break right now.
I've previously worked at startups for the past 4 years.
I've been working for 10 years on the automotive industry.
So the Wagon Bootcamp itself is quite intense. 2 months is not a whole lot. If you think about, like, people have spent 2 years or 3 years just learning all this stuff that we learned.
But with the network we have here, between the TAs and your peers, it's a great supporting cast to have.
With the team here, the ambience, it's very easy going too at the same time, but it's tough and intense.
So we're building Green Room, which is essentially a platform meant for the Indian film industry, where people can go and create their own profiles and apply for jobs or openings within the industry. Within 9 weeks, we've learned so much that we can actually create a full-fledged app and bring something that I've had in mind for like past 4 or 5 years to life and actually share it with everyone, all our peers, all the TAs and all the teachers, and actually show that we have actually learned something.
It's very exciting to see how in just 2 weeks now we are going to use everything we have learned on the last 7 weeks and see that actually we can just build a full MVP, working MVP.
I'm nervous and excited at the same time. Just looking back 12 weeks ago, hadn't written my first line of code, and in a week and a half we'll be presenting our app.
Lights,
camera,
action.
Hi, hey guys. I'm assuming most of you already have seen a Bollywood movie or know what it's like. If you haven't, this is what it's like. So you guys are missing out. It's quite entertaining. Yeah. If you you might have not known about, like, the Indian film industry actually creates the most number of films in the entire world. Like, we beat Hollywood by around 30 to 40%. So it's like a very big industry in itself. But just like Hollywood and pretty much like everywhere else, it's a very difficult industry to get into. I know this too because I've sort of seriously considered entering the industry as a cinematographer, but it's just like very disorganized. So I'll just share like my kind of journey, like how I got into it. So when I was in college, I got into film. I joined a film club where they were like just trying to like experiment and see what I'm passionate about. So I just went for a couple of sessions and I realized like that's something like I really enjoy doing. And then I realized like photography and cinematography is something like that really like brings joy to me. So I started doing like cinematography and I did like a couple of short films, work even after that while I was in the US on a few of the short films. But the thing was like I already had a group of people that I could work with there. Once I moved back to India, I wanted to continue this and I wanted to explore if I can actually make it more of a profession, or even if not, like keep it as a hobby, but I have enough people to do it with. Because it's a very, like it's a group activity. You can't really film one thing by yourself. So I was like experimenting. What I realized that most, like the Indian film industry is quite disorganized. Like till this date, like most of talent discovery and hiring is happening over platforms like WhatsApp or Facebook, which aren't necessarily meant for this. So there's like multiple rounds of communication, and then only if you're in the group or it's your first connection, second connection, then you get to know about it. So it's like really limits the exposure you can have as like a talent, like a cinematographer or even a producer trying to find someone. So that's why I have been wanting to build Green Room for a while, which essentially creates a platform where people can come together and meet those people. Like all you have to do is you create your profile, and then you can post openings, and then you can come together and collaborate on projects. So I'm just going to run you through it. So if you scroll down, so we see like these are some of the highlighted users. They've been doing very well recently. They've been getting a lot of gigs through the platform, and like you can grow your network just because like there's so many people around there, like in India, trying to make it in the industry. You can connect with them and collaborate on even like zero budget films, because you want to really build your portfolio before you go out and like look for a bigger project. So let's like I moved back to Delhi. I'm looking for a cinematography gig. So I'm just gonna click on New Delhi, see what comes up. So like bunch of things that come up, and as you can see on the left side, we have some icons that sort of like help you figure out like what kind of role it is. So the camera essentially means cinematography. The slate means a director. I think an actor. Chair means a director. But it's like there's some options. But I realized I want to check out my profile first. I want to make sure everything's up to date. I'm not miss anything. So I just go to my profile. As you can see, there's some information about me on the left side, and some of my work, my showreel, my credits, and all that. But when I scroll through it, I realize I'm missing one. So let's just add it real quick. So go to edit profile. And so as you can see, like everything's here. We can go scroll through the tabs. If I was an actor, I can upload some headshots, but I'm not, so I don't really need that many. So I go to showreel. I can update my showreel, which is essentially like a short video compiling all of your work, so like get like quick understanding of like kind of work you've been doing. And let's go to credits. So this is the stuff that I have right now, but I need to add one more. So let's just scroll down, and we go to add a new credit. So the title, I remember working on a short film called Loyalty, so we'll just add that. And I was a cinematographer for that, so let's just click that. And this was, I think, sometime in April 2014. That's a while back, but yeah, in description, it was just a short film about friendship. Yeah, so I'll add that. So if we go back to credits, yeah. So if you scroll down, we'll see that it's created, but it's still missing the media. Like we haven't added any videos or photos. So let's just add a video real quick. So that's actually the short film that I worked on. So we can, we'll just grab the YouTube link. We add that in, we add it. And if we go back to credits, we'll see the video there, right? So this is the short film I worked on. And now I think I took like a couple of cool shots while I was on set, so we'll add a photo as well. Yeah, so it was just like a behind the shot of one of the actors in the short film. So I added real quick, and I think I'm good to go. I'll just go back to my profile and check out if everything's in order. So I go back to my profile. Yeah, so I see if I scroll down. So that got added. I can click on the image as well, and bigger image comes up. So like if you're an actor, you want like the director to be able to see everything with that, right? Yeah, so now I'm ready to apply for that job. So I'm gonna go back to the jobs page. So find work. So I search for Delhi. So that's where I'm at. So I need to find a job there. Yeah, so I scroll through them. Dangerous Love seems interesting, so I'll just click on info to read a little more about it. I can also go and check out the person who's posted it, because when you're working in film industry, you also want to see what kind of work the producer has been doing, because if you resonate the same kind of work. So I'll just go on profile, and I can check out some of his work. So if I just play something, and then so I'll know if it's a good fit or not. Seems like a good fit, so I can go back and actually apply for the job. So I just click apply. As soon as I do that, it's going to take me to my dashboard where it shows all the jobs or all the openings I've applied to right now. And the other thing is like it also shows that the status of it. So as soon as the person who's posted that job, he updates, so you also get to know if you've been accepted, you've been shortlisted, because we've all been in the situation where you don't know, like we haven't heard back from the employer. If we've been accepted, should we move on? Like, should we like keep hope? So now like you know at least. So I was like, okay, I've applied. So now I'm actually I have another film that I want to work on, but I can't work on it by myself, so I need a director. So if I go to job posted, I've already posted for it. So it's called The River. Let's see. I'm hoping that some people might have applied for it. So we go to applicants. Okay, so I've got 4 applicants. So Prashant Sethi, I think, let's just click on his profile to see what kind of work he's been doing. So if I look at his profile, maybe I just watch through his videos, his showreel, and it seems like he's not really my kind of person. So we're not really going to end up making something great, because he has like a different vision and I have a different perspective on things. So I can just go back and reject him. So if you might have seen, like he's already been rejected. Yeah. So now let's go back to the dashboard. Oh, so great news. I got a message. Seems like I've been shortlisted for that gig. So we'll just click on the message. And yeah, so it seems like the producer is impressed by my showreel. So I'm just going to reply, let me know when and where, and I can meet you. Send it, and I'm good to go. Yeah. So now the whole point of it is also you don't really want to bombard people with messages. Only if the person who's posted for that opening and he shortlists you, then a chat gets initiated and then he can send you the first message. And then you can build on the relationship, then you can meet up, you can audition or whatever it might be. So the whole point of the platform is to bring people together in the Indian film industry and like help the collaboration process and have one place where you can upload all of your work and you can check out what they've been doing and whatnot. And if you want to enter the Indian film industry, create a profile here and we launch you.
Hi, I'm Mike from New York City.
Hi, I'm Nasser from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
My name is Tony. I'm from Los Angeles, California.
I'm Tyler. I'm from Chicago.
Before coming to Wagon, I was an ophthalmic technician at UCLA.
Right before Wagon, I was waiting tables at the Cheesecake Factory.
I was a desktop support specialist at a financial company. I quit my job about a year ago. I was in semiconductors before this, kind of doing sales and business development.
The best thing about being in Bali for the Wagon Bootcamp is being with a community and being away from distractions back home and being able to focus on coding and just have the beach and being on an island.
Yeah, it's really nice. I think you spend a lot of time looking at a computer here, so it's nice to just be able to go outside and not need to look for an escape from that. There's a lot of fun stuff always happening no matter what. For the past 2 weeks, we've been building an app for social community investing. So groups of friends coming together, investing in different stocks as a team, kind of sharing their opinions and voting on what to do together as a group.
I think it's a great way to get everybody involved in investing, and especially when they don't want to jump into investing for the first time, it's better to get a group of friends to get all in and start investing together.
I'm really glad I'm a part of this team because like investing is something I've always been interested in, something I've always studied and researched, and to be able to apply like my skills I've learned here with Wagon to what I'm passionate about is really exciting for me.
I think it's probably the most challenging. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Okay, it's one of the more challenging projects, so I just wanted to kind of challenge and hone my skills.
I think there's a lot of demanding logic both on the front and the back end. So it's like every time we're learning something new, we're like immediately trying to apply that into our product because we really want it to be working like as we envision it, I think, by demo day.
We had the opportunity to implement a lot of topics that we learned in class inside our app, and we get to showcase everything that we learned throughout the past 9 weeks in our actual application. It's pretty rewarding, so you get to actually see visually what you've actually been learning.
All right, guys, give it up for Lavender.
Good to go here? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, the blue blazer. I'm actually a little nervous. I don't know. Should I be nervous? I feel like we got a badass app here. You guys want to see how it works? All right. So how many of you have ever purchased a stock? Traded stocks before? A lot of people raising hands here. How many people have never purchased a stock? How many people have never purchased a stock but might want to? Couple hands coming up, okay. Well, if you didn't raise your hand just then, you're not a very active participant in the audience. But for all of you who did raise your hand, we've got a product that I think is going to bring the first people together with the third people, and the second people are going to be so jealous they're going to want on board as well. So my name is Tyler, and with the help of my teammates Tony, Nasser, and Michael, we created Lavender. We'll be demonstrating Lavender for you today, but first I'd like to talk a little bit about my personal journey through investing in the stock market. So when I first purchased stock, I bought shares in a company called Texas Instruments. They made these big calculators that we used in high school. I don't know if you guys used them. I bought 5 shares. I only had enough money to buy 5 shares. I would have bought a lot more stocks in different sectors and everything, but I didn't really have that much. I made a lot of costly mistakes. I lost a lot of money. 5 years later, here I am. I've been an active trader now that whole time. I've been self-sustained completely from that hobby of mine for the past year or so. But I still wish it was a bit of an easier experience when I started. I've also had a lot of friends come to me for advice on buying and selling stocks. I'm a little hesitant to help them. In some cases, they've even actually requested that they just send me their money and then I invest that for them. And every time I've declined those offers because I might know more than someone who's just starting, but there's still so much more I can learn. But that frustration that I had every time I had to decline one of those offers began to formulate in my head, and eventually it became what we know today as Lavender. So let's take a look at Lavender. Lavender is a concept for a platform for community-based stock investing, allowing individuals to come together as a group and shoulder the burden and the risk and some of the stresses associated with trading stocks together as an individual team. First of all, like a user would see this beautiful landing page. You go down and you're introduced to the product in 3 core concepts. You create an investment group, you invest in stocks, and then you grow together as a team. We're going to take you on a journey through the footsteps of someone named Guido. Guido's been making money for a little while now. He's never really invested in any kind of stock or anything, but he has some friends called Wagon Bali, batch 253, and we've recommended, and we've asked him to join. So we're gonna show what that looks like. So Guido signed up. We sign in seamlessly through Google in just a couple clicks. It's super easy. So we're now linked to his personal Google profile. Let's take a look at this dashboard. So Lavender uses a single page concept. The entire app uses just this page. There's no further navigation or anything like that. You can see on the left-hand side is your user image and your name. Below that, some of your statement balances, your available balance and your total balance across the entire Lavender universe. Below that is your personal watch list. On the right-hand side is the list of groups that you're a member of. You might notice it's empty. That means that Guido is not in any group right now. So we're going to change that in a minute. But in order to join a group, we're going to need some money. So let's add some money to Guido's account. We just click the deposit button right there. Lavender links seamlessly with Plaid to allow you to access your favorite checking account, transfer money immediately into our platform. He's a Chase user. So we'll deposit some money. You'll see those balances update. Right there. So now, there you go. Yeah. So now he's got his personal Lavender profile has $2,000 associated with it. He's going to use that to join the Wagon group. So we're going to join a group. And right here you can see all of the different groups that are currently across the Lavender universe. Based on some of these names, you can see that a group isn't necessarily a group of friends. Sometimes it's an investment goal. Sometimes it's a different sector or industry or trading strategy. Sometimes it's just Yenna's family group. There's a lot of different ways. Or Leo's high leverage account. There's a lot of different ways you can use this platform. But in this particular instance, Guido is going to join batch 253 Bali. It's the biggest group, 26 members. And in order to join the group, you have to buy into it. So he put $2,000 in his personal account. $1,500 of that is going to go right into Wagon batch 253 Bali. Okay, boom. So now let's get that open. Yeah, so now he's a member of Wagon batch 253 Bali. A lot just happened. You might not have really seen what happened, so we're going to pause and we're going to go over it because that's really the magic of Lavender. Behind every group, shares are issued for that group. And as more and more users buy into that, they're issued shares that represent ownership in that group. In this case, Guido just invested, Guido just invested, how much did we put in? $1,000. So in exchange for that, he got 100,000 shares of ownership in batch 253 Bali. You can see over here on this side, he's now the majority, or not the majority, but he has a plurality of stock, 11% ownership in this group. Here's all the other groups and their respective percentage ownerships. So let's take a look at the dashboard for the group show page. Right front and center is a big chart for your historical performance. It hasn't been around that long, so there's not much going on. Next to that, you have the action bar where you can search for stocks. You can trade different stocks. You can adjust your group settings. And then further below, you'll see a deposit and a withdrawal button. So let's say Guido just found $10 on the street. He wants to put that also into this group. Let's deposit $10. Whoa, did you guys see that? A lot of stuff just happened right there. Thank you. Those $10 went into the group. He was issued 1,000 more shares in the group, and his ownership went from about 11.1% or something to 11.32%. Not a big change, but a small change. Let's say he needs that money for bin tanks. He changed his mind. He's going to pull that money out. And again, if you missed it the first time, you'll see these numbers update. Let's keep going down. Beneath the chart, you see some key performance statistics for your group, including your total share count, your available cash. Below that, you also see the positions, all the stocks that your group currently owns. Further down, you might notice we have a fully featured chat. Let's open that up. Wow, there's so much activity going on in there. Maybe we can participate in the chat, maybe not. Let's see what our user wants to do here. He wants to participate. Now, if we look, there you go. If you read the chat, you might see there's a lot of talk about Google. What's Google doing? Let's table that for a second and scroll further down. You'll see something called polls. What's unique about Lavender and the way that we are democratizing investing is rather than just making a buy or sell order for a stock, you're opening a poll, which then allows all the members of the group to vote on it. When that voting percentage of approval reaches a certain threshold, in this case it's 51%, the poll closes, an order is issued, and then that becomes one of your positions. So let's try that. Let's make a poll. Let's not do that. let's say Guido came in with a lot of excitement and he wants to suggest a stock to buy. So we're going to create a poll. Does anyone have any suggestions for companies they think are good investments right now? Facebook? I'm hearing Facebook. Let's try to buy some shares in Facebook. 2 shares of Facebook. So he's not just going to issue an order. He's going to create a poll for that. Zuck is the man. He's going to create a case for his opinion here. That poll is now created. You might need to refresh the group. I don't remember. You don't have to, sorry. It's there. There you can see right there. Guido wants to buy 2 shares of Facebook. Zuck is the man. We've polled the latest price for Facebook, and we've told the group, everyone can see this, how much that's going to cost. So every group member can now vote on that. We're very lucky tonight, as a matter of fact, because there's another poll right beneath that. Daniel wants to buy 3 shares of Google. And if you look at the statistics there, 47% has already been approved. So when it hits that 51% approval rate, it's going to become an order. And if you remember, if we look back at our ownership percentage, Guido's got like 11.3%. That means that we can turn this into an order right here. Maybe we should do that. Or should we say no? I don't know what you guys want to do. Yes. All right. Let's buy it. Let's refresh it. And you can see right there, we have under the orders tab, there's a closed order for Google. We just sent out a market order. Lavender communicates with a registered stockbroker, so that is a live trade. Your stocks and your investments here on Lavender are real. And then above that, a position was created representing that new ownership of Google. So that's basically how you participate in Lavender. At this point, Guido's user journey is really up to him. Will it begin a lifelong journey of learning and financial education? Will he take a passive role and let the group kind of command what happens? Or will he really just jump in and take a leading role and mentor people as they also embark on this journey? All these options and more are possible with Lavender, where we democratize investing together. Now, can you guys please join me in just giving a big hand for Michael Lorich, Nasser Attia, and Tony Yu. They've just been doing great work for the past 2 weeks. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, everyone.
Hello, I'm Joe. I'm from London, England.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm from Florida, USA.
Hello, my name is Sarah, and I'm from Stockholm, Sweden.
My name is Darren from the US. Before the bootcamp, I was a financial analyst.
I worked as an art director / freelancer.
I was a project manager for a storm relief project.
I was living and working in Bali at a co-working space doing their marketing.
The best thing about the Wagon curriculum is that it's really focused on product development, and it allows you to think creatively and how you're going to use these skills to make your own product.
The repetitive nature of each day, you have a lecture, and then you work on your challenges, then you have a live code. That really drills every aspect of what you're learning each morning.
You have a lot of people who are doing the same thing you are. If you get stuck, you can be helped. It's very organized, so you know what you're going to learn each day.
It's just a really nice environment to learn something new. You don't feel alone at all.
You walk away from here retaining probably, so much information that you're going to be able to reuse and bring into the next steps in your life.
Cycle Through is an app that helps cyclists plan their trips and share stories about their trips. It's an all-in-one place for connecting with the community and planning trips and sharing photos and sharing tips about places. It really just brings together all the elements of cycle touring.
I am ready to see the product unfold in front of me, and I'm ready to see what we as a team have been able to create and our collaborative efforts, how it's manifested into this beautiful application that we're building.
Since I thought of this idea, it's morphed and changed so many times, and now we get to actually build it and see what's possible and what we can do, and it'll just be really cool to see it on demo day and show it to everybody.
Give it up for Cycle Through.
Yeah! All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. We are Cycle Through. We're an app built for cycle tourists. Cycle tourists, if you ask any cycle tourist, what's the best part about touring? It's that the bicycle gives you the freedom to go anywhere you want. Maybe you have a destination in mind, but there's a lot of room for planning routes to different places and going pretty much wherever you want to go along the way. So we thought cycle tourists have a couple basic needs when they're planning trips. They want to eat. Basically, that's your fuel. So you want to find a place to buy food and to eat. Maybe you want a place to fix your bike along the way. Hopefully not, but sometimes it happens. Also, maybe you want to find places where you can take a photo or places where you can just stop and enjoy a beautiful view. And then, of course, when you get to a place where you're going, you want to find a place to camp and maybe a place for wellness, whether that be going to the pharmacy or the hospital if you're sick, or just getting a massage to, let your muscles, your sore muscles relax. So before any of that, we still need to be able to navigate. So with Cycle Through, we go on the app and we say, let's ride. So I'm on my phone and I want to start riding. So I see where I'm at. A map opens up and it shows me my current location. Last night I stayed at the free hotel and I really liked it. So I want to drop a pin there. So I go to drop a pin. But I see that somebody's already dropped a pin there and created a point of interest. So I take a look and I see this point and I want to leave some feedback on it. Here we go. So at the free hotel, it looks like somebody's been there and they've pretty much told the cycling community about it. They said it's an awesome hotel with a nice balcony, lots of people coding for some reason, good place to take a photo. And so I want to go and I want to make a post on this point, and I say, really awesome place. Nice party on the balcony, on the rooftop, and I want to take a photo. So I'll take a photo of you guys tonight if everybody could please smile. And then we create a post at the free hotel. And so now we're adding to our community-based point of interest. And what we'll see is that all the posts on this initial point of interest show up here. And we can see them. Now we can see all of the photos associated with the free hotel, including the photo of you lovely people here tonight. And so we've left our post and we want to go back to the map. Now I want to plan my route. I know that I'm going towards Ubud, but I'm not really sure where. But I know for sure that I'll be starting in Canggu. So I start at Canggu and I zoom out and I take a look at what's around Ubud. I see there's a few camping places there, so maybe I'm going to set my sights on those. So I take a look here, and there's one pretty nice campsite there, but I want to go a little further today. So I take a look at this other campsite, and this one looks really nice. It's got a lot of rice fields around, just looks like the perfect place to be in Ubud. So I'm going to click this cursor button on the left, and that allows me to drop my own pin, and that's going to show me the best cycling route to get there. I also see turn-by-turn directions, which is really helpful if I'm getting out of a city like Canggu to see the first few turns. But now I'm going to toggle that off, and I'm going to take a look at my route. On my route, I see all of the other possible points of interest that other people have left for me. So I want to try to change my route based on some of those. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be hungry towards the end of the ride, so these restaurants are looking interesting to me.
So I take a look at this. A guy named Joe Walker's been there, and I don't really want to eat there. So I take a look at this other one, and it looks like Darren Tonks has found a pretty cool place for street food in Ubud. So I love street food. I'm going to add that stop to my route. And you see my route has now rerouted me to that point of interest, so it's really easy to get there. But I start cycling, and I'm getting towards my lunch spot. I'm really excited, but then a big problem happens with my bike. My spoke breaks, and I don't want to go any further. And luckily, I have this app, and I pull it out, and I see that there's a bike shop in the area. And I want to just make sure that it's a bike shop and that I should head there, and it looks like it's pretty well recommended, so I add this stop to my route. And now I'm routing through the bike shop, and I can fix my bike and get to eat and get a nice place to camp. So at the end of the day, when I get to my destination, I don't just want to get rid of this trip. I want to save it for my records. So I press the save button here, and it lets me know that my trip's been saved. And so now I'm at my camp, I'm in my tent, I'm happy, I ate, I got my bike fixed, and I'm just thinking about that restaurant and how good it was, that street food. So I go back and I take a look at that point that a guy named Darren posted, and I want to go and see some info about it and maybe make a post on it and share my pictures of it. So I see that Darren's posted this, and I see that also, that guy Joe Walker's been there again. And I've been seeing Joe Walker on these posts a lot, so I think maybe he's in the area. And I want to go see Joe Walker's profile page. So I take a look, and here I see Joe's profile. I see that Joe is from the UK. And I can also see some stats about Joe. I can see how many kilometers he's ridden, his kind of life total of his odometer, if you will. And now I see his hours ridden and his longest ride. And I thought I might want to ride with Joe until I saw his longest ride, and it doesn't even look possible. So now I'm second guessing myself. But I can see a little bio that he's written about himself. I can see his most recent routes. So looks like he traversed the whole of England in a day, and I'm not sure how he got to Bali. And so I'm still pretty interested. So I want to see what posts he's made, and somehow he got to Bali and started posting about volcanoes now. So I might not ride with Joe, but I might keep an eye on his profile. And I can also see other posts that he's written on other people's points, so basically how much he's interacted with the app and how active he is with it. And now I pretty much want to go and check out my own profile, because I want to see my own stats. I've been riding a few days, and I want to see how I've been doing. And so I go to my profile, and it shows that I'm from the USA, and it shows all of those same stats, the little bit that I've wrote about myself. I've only ridden 40 kilometers in a day, so definitely can't ride with Joe. And shows where I've been cycling, and it also shows the points and posts that I've written. So now I'm ready to go. I might go back to the map and plan my route for tomorrow, but I'm not really big on planning, and that's the whole point of this app, is to wake up in the morning and plan your route as you go, and in the most efficient way possible, to not miss anything along the way that you might want to see or experience or eat. So basically for the night, until the next time, I go to sleep and wait to plan my trip on Cycle Through the next day. Thank you guys. I want to say thank you to Joe and Sarah and Darren. They're not yet cycle tourists, but I'm pretty hopeful that they will be one day, and I couldn't have done it without them, so thank you guys.
Well, students built all of these applications in 2 weeks with 7 weeks of coding experience. That's insanely. Congratulations, guys, again. It's really, really awesome to do this. We are now at the end of the batch, at the end of the evening. It's time to say thank you. And I want to start again with you guys. And I want to say thank you for choosing Wagon. Thank you for trusting us. But mostly, again, thank you for this 2 beautiful months together. It's been, again, for us, a pleasure to share this time with you. And we're really looking forward to see your next step. We hope that these 2 months in Bali, this journey in Bali, help you somehow, whatever are your plans, whatever are your dreams, help you somehow to achieve them. Now you have superpowers, guys. You are a coder. You have to realize how strong you are. And yeah, just thank you and good luck. And we wish you as a team all the best. Then again, thank you. There are other people that I'd like to say thank you to. First of all, the staff of Free Hotel. They make everything easy for us. Then Marsha helped us with photography. Marsha, where are you? It's there. Then again, thanks to the 2 people who made and make everything possible. They brought Wagon to Bali, so a big, big round of applause for Dirk and Audrey. And finally, all the crew of Bali, all the team. So I'd like to start with, and please make some noise, Margot. Make some noise. Margot, Mira, Magnus, Sonia, Prima, and Eli. Thank you. That's the end. Thanks everyone for coming. We're gonna start a new batch in 1 week. So if you are curious about Wagon or what we do, we can have a chat tonight, or you can come in a couple of weeks and see what's going on here every day. And thanks again for coming. Enjoy the evening, and see you soon.